KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
Uh-oh.
Good morning. This is the Workers Beat. You can call us at 972-647-1893. I'm Gene Lantz and my good partner,
Bonnie Mathias. Hi, glad to be back.
And we got a special guest. I want to give a shout out to my good friend, Al Smith. I haven't seen a lot, but keep track of him somewhat. Got a letter from him today. He's having trouble with his landlord and with the police. I wonder how many people could say that, you know?
Yeah, probably a lot.
Lots and lots of people could say, I'm having trouble with my landlord and my police.
Yep.
Get in touch with Al Smith. He's at 5822 Lazy Pine, Dallas, Texas, 75241. You know, he lived in that zip code when I knew him back in 1978.
Wow.
So
that's a long time.
Good for you, Al. Thanks for writing to me here at KNON. A couple of things coming up that we need to cover. Today, there's going to be a demonstration and press conference today over worker safety, and we ought to talk about worker safety because the bosses sure don't care about it. Join the Iron Workers Union and the Workers Defense Project for an emergency demonstration and press conference today at 12:45 p.m. That's right after lunch at the George Bush Dart Station in Richardson. Now I looked for that on the map and I didn't find it, but I found that there's a Bush Turnpike Station West, which is just west of the intersection of 635 and Highway 75. So the guy goes on to say it's at George Bush and North Plano Road. We are protesting the wrongful firing of a concrete worker employed by Capform. Capform is the company, and a recent pattern of serious accidents associated with the company. This is in Austin and also in Dallas. But anyway, the demonstration is today at 12:45 at the George Bush Dart Station in Richardson. On November 8th at a luxury apartments high-rise in Austin, a load of reinforcing steel fell several stories from a crane and killed Lopez Sanchez. Other workers were rushed to the hospital. Federal safety investigators interviewed people about the accident on Tuesday afternoon. Oh yeah, he wasn't killed, but he was blamed. He was blamed because he called OSHA. OSHA is, supposed to have worker safety. So the bosses don't like it when you call OSHA, and they fired the guy. And he says, they almost took my life. Now he says they've taken my job. Capform is the company. It's also working on the massive State Farm Corporate Center under construction in Richardson, where a reinforcing steel worker fell to his death earlier this week. Workers on the site have reported to the iron workers in confidence, because they're scared of being fired, that this was a preventable accident and Capform may be at fault. He says, this is from Ryan Haney. He says, join us tomorrow to protest this wrongful firing and a pattern of accidents on Capform projects. We'll be at the George Bush Dart Station, which is right next to the State Farm project in Richardson. There will also be a demonstration in Austin. So go to the George Bush Dart Station. There's free parking there Saturday today at 12:45 p.m. And for more information, contact Ryan of the Iron Workers Union, and here's his phone number, 214-673-4139. That's 673-4139. Now on December the 5th, the AFL-CIO Youth meets at 1408 North Washington at 7 p.m. Anybody under 40 years old. You might say, well, I'm not a worker. Yeah, you're a worker. You work for a paycheck. Things are moving quickly with the Dallas Young Workers Council. The Facebook page gained over 100 likes in its first 24 hours. Cooper Caraway has been meeting with students and workers alike who are ready to organize a mass movement under the leadership of organized labor. But, he says, we need your help. So if you haven't contacted Cooper Caraway yet regarding your affiliation, do so as soon as possible. I guess I can give out the number of the Dallas AFL-CIO as a way to contact him, and that's 214-826-4808. And now to our guest. Speaking of the Dallas AFL-CIO, the new leader of the Dallas AFL-CIO, Mark York. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Gene and Bonnie. Thank you for having me on the show. Also, good morning to all of our KNON community radio listeners out there. It's great to be on the show where the voice of the people.
You were commenting about worker safety before we came in. It's not that great, right?
Absolutely not. A lot of these employers feel that it's a privilege. Well, actually, it's a right that you have the ability to remain safe in your work area.
So they don't really care that much. And if you call OSHA, which is what you should do, they can't fire you for that. I mean, if they try to fire you for that, they're going to have the federal government all over them. So the people that fired this guy because he called OSHA, they're going to be very, very sorry that they did that. And the labor movement will be behind them.
Yeah,
Bonnie, you're CWA's 6215.
Yes, sir. I'm the safety and health coordinator for our local. And folks, it is illegal for someone to discipline you for getting injured on the job or reporting a safety hazard.
Right.
It's illegal for them to discipline you or terminate you, and you have to report that incident within 30 days. 30 days you have to file that complaint with OSHA, because otherwise it's null and void. So get on the horn and file that complaint. You can do it online.
I don't think they're listed as OSHA. It's probably listed under government offices as Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Right. Actually, OSHA.gov will get you right there.
OSHA.gov
Yes,
on
sir.
the internet.
Yep.
Okay, OSHA.gov.
Yes.
Another thing we like to talk about and try to get people interested in doing is going to the Walmart action next Friday. That is November the 29th, so-called Black Friday. You know, some civil rights activists kind of object to that. They're calling it Black Friday, but it's the retailers that started calling it that. It's the stores that started calling it that. So most people think of it as Black Friday. It's all over the newspapers, all kinds of ads saying come and buy stuff on Black Friday. It's the biggest shopping day of the year.
And it starts on Thursday now.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stores that are actually going to be open on Thursday.
So, Mark York, what do you think about what's going on with Walmart and the organizing drive there?
Well, I think they've made some great gains here in Dallas. The movement's moving along very nicely. More and more affiliates are lining up.
Sorry, there he is.
I guess my mic wasn't on. It is now.
Well, I hope you were going out over the air. You might want to start over. I was asking you what's going on with the Walmart people.
They're moving along very well. More and more people are showing up, supporting them, because Walmart has really touched a nerve in the American across the country, where these people are only asking for a living wage.
Yeah.
The ability to feed their family, not to buy a mansion or a boat, just enough to feed their family and cover their rent.
They don't want to be the wealthiest people in America, like the Walmart family
Like the people that
is,
own the company that they
like
work
the company
for.
that owns the people that own the company. And they are going to do an action on Friday, Black Friday, and that will be at in Balk Springs.
Woohoo!
At 12300 Lake June Road. Now, Lake June Road, it looks like on the Google Maps, it looks like that comes right off of 635.
Exactly.
And it's kind of in between where 20 crosses it and where 30 crosses it.
Actually, yeah, but you just want to, if you come down 30, go south on 635. If you go east on 30, south on 635, get off on Lake June Road, it's on your left.
8 o'clock in the morning. I wonder why they're doing it so early in the morning. I guess because that's when shopping gets going.
And it's bizarre because Walmart actually opens Thursday night.
Sometimes people get arrested at these things, but when they do, you don't have to.
No.
You can just sit and watch. That's what I do.
Me too.
Mark, on the other hand.
Mark goes to jail.
Mark York here, right after you got elected head of the Dallas AFL-CIO, didn't they arrest you?
They certainly did, and I got to spend 16 wonderful hours in our Dallas jail.
At Lou Sterrett.
At Lou Sterrett, and very impressed with the people that work there. They treated us like,
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, it's a very tough job.
Yeah, it is.
We were disappointed, though, that we were arrested, but we would do it again for such a great cause. Some people have to step up to make things change.
Now, most of us just attend the protest, hold a sign or something like that, take pictures, stand around, walk back and forth. Maybe it's not hard to do, and it's very gratifying.
Yes, it is.
There's something really wonderful about it when you finally figure out that the world is not just made up of mush. It's not just that you can't figure this out and you can't figure that out. Suddenly things become clear when you realize that there's a line in the world and you can be on one side of that line or you can be on the other side of that line. The line is generally a picket line. If you're on one side of it, with the bosses, and if you know that, I suppose that must be a good feeling too. I don't know, I've never been on that side. But on our side, being with the working people, the ones that are trying to make a living, trying to feed their kids, trying to do the right thing, and you realize when you're out there that you know that that's how the world works. And you know which side you belong on, and you're on that side, and you're doing something on that side. It's a great feeling. Am I wrong?
That's right. It does make you feel good. You know how, it's funny, I was thinking about that on the way to work this morning, and I thought, I like doing things for and with other people, but I like doing it a lot because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good, and I know that I'm making a difference.
And you're doing the right thing.
That's right. That's right.
You can call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. This station really loves it when you call. Let me ask Mark York, does it feel good to be the head of the Dallas labor movement, or is it just too much trouble? Because I know that you have so many things coming at you, so much work to do, and so many people pulling at you that must be very, very difficult. But how does it feel when you've done a day's work?
Actually, it's really not as overwhelming as one would think when you surround yourself with great labor leaders and intelligent people, all working towards the one common goal, and that's to help workers and workers' rights and give them dignity in the workplace. Yes, we have a lot going on, and Dallas is moving at a rapid pace. The train is on the tracks, and there's a lot of great things going on. The young workers.
You just started that. That's a history-making decision. There's never been a young workers group in Dallas that I know of.
No, never.
Never associated with the AFL-CIO. There was young workers in the Black Panthers and young workers in Bodark Patriots, but never has the labor movement had a young workers group.
No, and they need a voice and a seat at the table of labor, because they're the ones that are going to carry on what we have done. And the number one thing in the labor movement, you always want to leave it better than you found it. And that's what we've been known for.
I'm impressed. I'm very, very, very impressed. And I attended your strategic planning session. Was it yesterday? Day before yesterday.
Thursday. Yep.
And spent the
awesome.
whole day planning out and using our what little intelligence we could scrape together, to.
Hey, I thought we did pretty good collectively.
I did too. I was kind of amazed.
Me too.
Certainly, I couldn't have done that, just with one or two people. We had 30 or 40 people putting their very best thinking into it, and some guidance from National AFL-CIO, and they have new leadership.
Yeah.
Do they not?
Yes, they do.
Like, for example, Carmen Rhodes. What does she do?
She came out of the Denver CLC.
Central Labor Council.
Central Labor Council. She's absolutely brilliant. The National AFL-CIO immediately, after passing those resolutions.
Yeah, they passed resolutions in the summer that were very progressive.
Right. They went out into the country and found the brightest and the best and great practices that work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she's one of them, helping put our plan together.
Lori Ortega is just awesome. I had the good fortune of sitting on a golf hole this summer at the Texas AFL-CIO golf tournament with Lori for about 3 hours. And she has an awesome career path that she has fought and scratched her way through the good old boy, old-time good old boy AFL-CIO, and she is a serious leader. And I love it because I see women starting to take a real big role in the AFL-CIO, and hallelujah.
Yeah, and we already had, while we're passing out bouquets, we already had Ruben Hernandez,
Right.
too. And, of course, we didn't get to see him as much as we wanted because he has a whole region or something like that. But he would come out with us on Walmart actions and stuff like that. And
He's awesome.
very, very smart man. And he knows what labor neighbor is, which I really appreciated. He explained how unions really should do their political work. And so I've been pretty sharp on him for a long time. But this is new. We're talking about new people that got hired into positions where there was no positions before. It's not just that they're new. It's that the AFL-CIO is very, very serious about what's going on in Texas, and they're very serious about what's going on in Dallas, Texas. Am I wrong about that, Mark York?
No, absolutely. They have brought in the resources and the expertise to help us build a very firm foundation that we can build from here in Dallas County. It's just amazing the overwhelming support we're getting out of Washington, D.C., and Becky Moeller down there in Austin.
The president of the Texas AFL-CIO.
Becky was here for the majority of the day.
Yes, she was, and it's a collective effort, and that's really going to bring us forward. And Jean's right, and so is Bonnie. They just didn't pick the good old boy, you've been a friend of mine, so let me put you in this position. They strategically planned and said, let me tailor-make the best person for the job regardless of who it is.
That's right.
And it just so happens to be some great female leadership out there in the AFL-CIO.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Pretty awesome.
That alone's pretty worth noting that the AFL-CIO women are taking leadership. You know, Linda Chavez Thompson, our friend in San Antonio, was the first woman in the whole history of the American labor movement to have a major position, to be on the one of the top 3 leaders. And that was only in 1995. So since then, we've populated the labor movement with women leadership backwards and forwards.
Well,
and
the Department of Labor head is a woman of color.
And the vice president of CWA 6215 is a woman.
Yes. And
She's sitting right beside me.
That's right. I am. That's right. Yeah, it's really exciting to see the strides that the labor movement is making in Texas. CWA's actually increased our membership in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We have here in our Dallas local, we have 1,700 premise technicians that work for AT&T, and they are 95% organized.
That is terrific. And the AFL-CIO in Texas gained membership in the last cycle. Did they not, Mark?
One of the few states in the country that did.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. That's very exciting.
So, everybody, hear this.
I hear music.
We want you involved in the labor movement,
Yes.
too. And when we get back from our break, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can do that.
I got to work this morning.
Knon's Big Texas Blues Thanksgiving radio show is coming Thursday, November 28th. This is Blue Lisa, and I'm inviting you to be a part of this Knon Thanksgiving tradition. Tickets are at knon.org. Doors open at 8:30 a.m., and we go on the air live at 9 a.m. We'll have live music from the Reverend K.M. Williams, Holland K. Smith, Knon's own Greg Smith performing with J. Mack, James Hinkle, and Jackie Don Lowe. Alligator Cafe will serve the Chef Ivan Thanksgiving Special. Hurry and get your tickets. Seating is limited. It's a very special holiday live broadcast event in the Knon Live Music Studio. It's a great way to start your Thanksgiving day with your friends from Community Radio and the Dallas Blues community. This Thanksgiving morning at Knon, 5353 Maple Avenue in Dallas. Tickets available now at knon.org or 214-237-3003. This is a Knon benefit event.
Hi, this is Ranger Rita, and I'm here to tell you about the new time slot for the Magic Time Warp Show. The Magic Time Warp Show is moving back to Saturday mornings by popular demand. You wanted it, you got it. Every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. to noon. The Magic Time Warp Show plays mainly 50s oldies from approximately 1947 to 1962. And don't miss Action Annie's new KNON Blend show every Monday morning, 7 to 9 a.m. The Magic Time Warp Show, Saturdays 10 to noon, and the Morning Blend, Monday through Friday from 7 to 9 a.m. Only on the Mighty Knon, 89.3 FM, the voice of the people.
KNON thanks you for your pledge to our recent pledge drive. Now is the time to make your pledge count. Be sure to send it in to KNON 5353 Maple Avenue, Dallas, Texas 75235. If you missed our pledge drive, you can still support community radio by donating online at knon.org. Your pledge only counts if you pay it. KNON 5353 Maple Avenue, Dallas, Texas 75235. Be sure to include the name of the show you're supporting. For questions about the pledge drive, 214-828-9500, extension 234.
And then comes Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, yeah. Saturday morning, I listen to KNON.
That's right. That's right. Gene, I need to make a quick announcement to some of our folks out there who listen. Some of our top members, our older top members, will remember Maxine Strong Johnson from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. I got a call from Johnny Pugh this morning in Little Rock letting me know that Maxine had passed. She had throat cancer. So we don't have a lot of details, but we know that she's at Brown Funeral Home in Pine Bluff. So, ladies, I will be giving you a call. If you're not listening, I'll be calling you. So, to let you know. But I do want to keep Maxine's family in our prayers. She was
it's a sad thing when our warriors fall.
She was a warrior, let me tell you, folks.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about the AFL-CIO. Is it true or is it not true, Mark York of the Dallas AFL-CIO, is it not true that you want to organize everybody there is?
Absolutely. Everybody needs a voice at the table. We all have the same common theme, and that's what the AFL-CIO is about, that we just want a respect, social economic justice
for everybody.
For everybody.
Now there was a time in my youth when the labor movement was considered a kind of a sophisticated group that made more money than everybody else and were really kind of separate and not part of everybody else. Even though they were working people making $5 an hour more than the other working people.
Right.
So, and they still are. They're still making more money because it's better to have a union than not.
Yeah.
But we are in this world today. We know that we're all working people, and we are going to have to stick together because there's an all-out assault against working people.
Yep.
So how can a person get involved? We already said that there's going to be a meeting on December 5th at Bonnie's Union Hall, 1408 North Washington, at 7 o'clock, and that anybody that works for a living that's under 40 is welcome.
Absolutely.
That kind of leaves me out. I won't be there. But I'm 39. But
me too, Gene.
You're 39 too?
Yeah.
Been that way for some time.
Yes.
Well, anyway, people that are under 40 can attend this, and that means anybody under 40 can get involved through the youth, what are you calling it, the Youth Services Movement?
Youth Advisory Council.
The Youth Advisory Council. Okay, and that's Cooper Caraway. People can do that on December the 5th at 1408 North Washington at 7 o'clock. Now, what about older people? I know that people that are over 65 or anybody that wants to, they don't have to be older, can join the Texas Alliance for Retired Americans.
Don't you meet that day too?
Yeah, I might. Do we meet that day?
Yeah, that's the first Thursday.
I get confused because we have so many chapters now.
That's awesome.
No, we're not going to we don't meet on Thursdays anymore.
Oh, you don't?
The Dallas chapter of
of
the Texas Alliance for Retired Americans is moving to Wednesdays. It's going to be the first Wednesday. That'll be at 12:30 out at the APWU Hall on Postal Way, 2010 Postal Way, and that will not be the first Thursday. It'll be the first Wednesday, which I guess is December the 4th.
Yes, sir.
But we have several chapters in the Texas Alliance. Anybody can join the Texas Alliance for Retired Americans, and that's part of the labor movement. It's just for working people. it's about retirement benefits. Not everybody wants to talk about retirement benefits. Some people want to talk, for example, about black civil rights. Is there an organization associated with the AFL-CIO that's for civil rights for African Americans, Mark York?
I believe that there is APRI, A. Philip Randolph Institute.
Named after A. Philip Randolph, the famous civil rights leader who carried the torch from the 30s and 40s and 50s before Dr. Martin Luther King became some more known for it. So we're going to have a caller.
Yeah.
Didn't give his name. Wants to talk. Put him on. It's the voice of the people. KNON. Good morning. Thanks for calling KNON.
How you doing this morning? This is concerned citizen. I'm concerned about a lot of things that's going on. It's not about black, white, green, brown, or orange, or purple.
Mm-hmm.
It's about people helping people and doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
For people.
That's what we're talking about. Go
and
right
I
on.
always stand on the side of doing the right thing for people.
Mm-hmm.
And at this current stage in my life, I don't think Obama is doing the right thing for people. Now,
so you called to talk bad about the President of the United States?
No, I did
Go
not.
ahead.
I'm not going to talk bad about him. I'm just going to make some statements here.
You're the ones always calling and talk about his middle name.
But listen to me.
Oh, come on.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Can I finish my statement?
Sure.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to stay on the phone. I want you to answer this question. Do you think Obama is doing good for America or doing harm for America?
Okay, and then you're going to stay off. You're going to get
stay on the phone. No, go ahead and answer the question.
No, you're not going to stay on the phone, brother.
We're not going to play that game. Sorry.
we don't do that. We're not sitting in the witness chair.
Nope.
Okay, the question was that the brother here that didn't want to give his name, but that's that guy that's always calling about Obama's middle name. And anyway, he says, is President Obama doing the right thing for the American people? I'll ask Mark York to answer that first, because I know the AFL-CIO has strong opinions about political things, and I know Mark York's a smart man, so I'll just ask him. Is President Obama doing the right thing for the American people?
Absolutely. He's always putting the best interest of our country first, sticking up for the working middle class, helping those that are uninsured. Health care should not be a luxury. It should be a right. Yes, this is his second term, and I think his poll numbers reflected exactly what the country feels about him.
He's had very good appointments to the Department of Labor and to the National Labor Relations Board. The best he could do. I mean, he couldn't get everything right.
Because we've had an issue in the Senate. The Senate has blocked, over the last however many months, 4 years, and that the president, 4 or 5 years, the president has actually been in office. The Congress, the Senate, has blocked 82 appointments.
Mm-hmm.
82 appointments. There has been only 84 appointments blocked by Congress in the whole history prior to President Obama. Now, I think he's done a damn good job considering he ain't got no help. But we got the nuclear option yesterday, thank you, Harry Reid, that it's now a simple majority.
So now they're supposedly President Obama will be able to do better because he'll be able to get his appointments
yes.
Because
so they have get some of these federal courts.
Been some heartbreaking disappointments on his ability to make his appointments and his ability to do anything, really. The truth is, for example, on health care, we had to take kind of a rickety plan. Wasn't nearly as good as what people wanted.
That's right.
Compromise with the insurance companies, and then as soon as they got the compromise, the insurance companies went right on trying to tear it down.
And they want more compromise.
So considering, I guess, concerned citizen, if you're listening, considering what the situation was and how much good President Obama could do, he's been much better than ordinary president. I think some of our friends at the Peace Center would probably say that he's been a disappointment on some foreign policy questions. Because they don't want to be in no wars and they don't want people to get blowed up. But
he didn't start either one of these wars.
You have to, when you say, was this a good president, compared to what?
Right.
Compared to, for example, President Kennedy that they've been raving about all week, he's about 10 times better than President Kennedy.
Because he didn't get a lot accomplished either.
He was pretty good compared to all the ones that I know of, and I only go back to Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Wow.
So I don't know all of the presidents. I don't remember Abraham Lincoln.
You don't?
People are always accusing me of that, but I don't actually remember him.
Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth?
You'd have to go back to President Lincoln, I think, to find a better president. What do you think, Mark York?
He raced right up there with JFK to me. I think his legacy will go down in history, two-term president. What he's done, turned the country around economically, what he's done for labor. Yeah, I think once the history books are written, you're going to look back upon this and it'll be agreement. First black president to overcome all the obstacles that he had to. A Congress that swore that they would not work with him at any cost.
Yep. That their goal was to make sure, first of all, that he wasn't reelected, and second of all, that he got nothing that he had proposed to the American people.
And then to shut the country down.
Yeah.
Several times.
Several times.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk a little bit more about Walmart before we close, but I'm kind of looking over at the program director and asking, did Walmart send the millions of dollars that I asked for during the fund drive?
No, we didn't get the check.
Okay, well, since they didn't, we go ahead and talk about them. I was prepared to say something sweet about
I was prepared to say thank you.
Yeah,
but not now.
I was going to say kind words about the very, very wealthy. The people, the family that owns more stuff, they have more wealth than 40% of the population of the United States.
Yeah.
Well, they got a little bad news this week. The National Labor Relations Board will prosecute Walmart for its, quote, widespread violation of workers' rights.
117 cases.
The decision will provide additional protection for Walmart's 1.3 million employees when they are speaking out for better jobs and working conditions. The coalition was advised Monday, that's the Our Walmart Coalition, was advised Monday that the National Labor Relations Board General Counsel is prepared to prosecute a complaint against Walmart for illegal firings and disciplinary actions involving more than 117 workers, including those who went on strike last June. Does that include Colby Harris?
That's right.
Colby Harris is kind of a local hero here because he's been helping the Walmart workers, and they fired him.
Yeah.
When I was in jail...
Did they fire Colby?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. They found...
After he got arrested?
They fired Colby about 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They fired him for the last day that they went out.
Oh, U.S. is not a citizen.
Yeah. When we were in jail, I had an opportunity to talk to a young gentleman in his early 30s, and his story was that he was a pharmacy tech at Walmart for 10 years with a very good record, and he had mentioned in one of their meetings about organized labor.
Uh-oh. And they fired him for that.
Kiss of death.
They fired him, this is what he told me, 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
And he had a family. And
they don't care.
And what was so sad was he then had to find another job, and he was working part-time at Walmart. And he gets arrested, and of course he's on probation at Walmart. At Home Depot.
Home Depot.
And he missed his shift while he's in jail sticking up
for Walmart workers.
I understand.
Home Depot fire him yet?
No, they were very good,
nice.
And
that's nice because they're pretty anti-union too.
Most employers don't compare to Walmart.
No.
But as Reverend Barnett was saying as he left a while ago, Walmart is bringing down the whole United States. The Walmart model is being applied. The model is that you can't get a full-time job.
That's right.
That you have to work part-time. You have to live in fear and terror of your boss all the time, every minute, because you may not get to work tomorrow. You may not get to work next week. You may not make enough money to feed your kids because they can cut your hours anytime they want to because they consider you a part-time employee. So you don't have any rights when you work for Walmart, and that's exactly the way they want it.
And that's exactly why the NLRB is going forward with charges.
And it's so bad that even Walmart management knows perfectly well how bad this is. There was a store somewhere else. I guess it was in Ohio or someplace.
Canton, Ohio.
Some far-off place like that. But anyway, they set up a box to take contributions of food for their employees. just as much as saying, we know that we are starving our employees because we don't pay them enough.
That's right.
But wouldn't you like to give some canned goods to help them not starve? Instead of paying them, they set up a box for people to come and put canned goods in to save their employees from starving through the holidays. And that's Walmart.
and it went viral very quickly. Ashton Kutcher tweeted about it.
Now, he's a movie star.
He's a movie star, right? He tweeted about it. Folks, there's celebrities getting on board. And I guess, unfortunately, I guess that's what it takes to get people's attention, is to have a celebrity or an athlete.
Well, thanks to Ashton Kutcher.
Thanks to him, absolutely.
Right. Yep, absolutely.
He's got, 3-4 million followers?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those people got the word that Walmart's a bad actor.
Well, also what they do to the infrastructure of the community.
Yeah.
They come in, and once they're set up, then all the small mom and pops die around them.
Right. The other stores.
The other stores. So then the suppliers of those stores then go. It's a ripple effect of the economy. Yeah. So then when you completely devastate a town and there's only one job now,
where else are you going to go?
You leave to Texas where the jobs are.
Yeah.
Or you get on unemployment within the community and it sucks the resources out. This is a much bigger picture. Their corporate structure and the way they are as a predator.
And what they, folks, what they do now, if you're a full-time worker at Walmart, you ain't doing great. You're making about $25,000 a year.
Best job in town.
That's best job in town, right?
If you get
the hours. Full-time.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So if you're not full-time, you're part-time, but you're just enough part-time that you can't go file for unemployment to make up the difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep you right under their thumb and make you so scared to do anything that you just do it.
Let me get the phone number in here. It's 972-647-18923. The station loves it when you call. We had a caller?
Yes.
Okay, can we put Joshua on, or do we have to wait till after the break? We'll put him on, let him
Joshua,
let him talk
we're really
now.
sorry.
Thanks for calling, Joshua. I didn't realize you were waiting.
We're going to come right back. Oh, can we?
Put him on.
Okay,
Put him on.
sorry.
Good morning, Joshua.
Yes.
Thanks for calling KNON.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for waiting.
Yes,
no, that's okay. Interesting conversation. I'm glad to hear about the NLRB moving ahead with the charges.
Yes.
That's very good news. I've got a question and a comment. Maybe I'll start with a comment first. I think when we evaluate the performance of any politician, I think we should really keep in mind how they treat the most vulnerable workers when we're talking about their relations towards workers. And Obama really, in addition to the nice things I think y'all have mentioned, there have also been some really terrible things in terms of deportations of workers that happen to have citizenship of other countries. So I'd encourage us to keep those in mind when we evaluate his work. My question is, I was in the break room the other day looking at all the signs telling me about what my rights are as a worker. I understand that it's as Walmart's moving ahead with, the NLRB is moving ahead with charges against Walmart for firing people illegally. I've also been told that Texas is a at-will state where people can be fired without cause. So I wonder if maybe Mark could help with this, or Gina or Bonnie, folks who understand where these two are. Is there a conflict then between Texas state law and federal law about my rights? And I'm going to go back to my breakfast, and y'all have a good morning.
Thank you for calling, Joshua. Okay, Texas is an at-will state, which means they can fire you for anything.
Unless you have a labor contract.
Unless you have a contract, or unless it conflicts with federal law.
Yeah.
So we'll get right back on that when we finish this break.
KNON's Big Texas Blues Thanksgiving radio show is coming Thursday, November 28th. This is Blue Lisa, and I'm inviting you to be a part of this KNON Thanksgiving tradition. Tickets are at knon.org. Doors open at 8:30 a.m., and we go on the air live at 9 a.m. We'll have live music from the Reverend K.M. Williams, Holland K. Smith, KNON's own Greg Smith performing with J. Mack, James Hinkle, and Jackie Don Lowe. Alligator Cafe will serve the Chef Ivan Thanksgiving Special. Hurry and get your tickets. Seating is limited. It's a very special holiday live broadcast event in the KNON Live Music Studio. It's a great way to start your Thanksgiving day with your friends from Community Radio and the Dallas Blues community. This Thanksgiving morning at KNON, 5353 Maple Avenue in Dallas. Tickets available now at knon.org or 214-237-3003. This is a KNON benefit event.
KNON thanks you for your pledge to our recent pledge drive. Now is the time to make your pledge count. Be sure to send it in to KNON, 5353 Maple Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75235. If you missed our pledge drive, you can still support community radio by donating online at knon.org. Your pledge only counts if you pay it. KNON, 5353 Maple Avenue, Dallas, Texas, 75235. Be sure to include the name of the show you're supporting. For questions about the pledge drive, 214-828-9500, extension 234.
We're back on the Workers Beat. You can call us at 972-647-1893. I just realized we yabber all the way through the breaks too, because there's so much to talk about on labor.
Yeah.
Now, we left off at the break time with a question being posed to Mark York, the head of the Dallas AFL-CIO. How does it happen that Texas law says that they can fire you for anything, anytime, and yet people still have rights? So how do they get those rights, Mark?
There's always avenues. The federal law trumps state law, and Texas is known, and there's a catchphrase, a right-to-work state. Mm-hmm. And they think that that's positive. Actually, what it means is it's a right to fire you for any reason. And most of the times they're unjust, and there's avenues with the labor board that you can file and follow through. Of course,
they can't fire you for being black. They can't fire you for being a woman.
Nope.
They can't fire you for being old.
No.
They can't fire you for concerted activity.
That's right.
And that concerted activity is when you are organizing a union. They cannot fire you for organizing a union.
Now, does it go on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
In the state of Texas?
Well, they always lie. They say, well, we didn't fire him for that.
No,
we fired him for having blue eyes.
Yeah, or wearing the wrong color shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we have a dress code here. You have to wear your associate's badge and you did not wear a pin on your shirt, so I'm sorry, we're going to have to
let
you go.
Do you know where that doesn't happen?
Not in my workplace.
Thank you. Organized labor. Thus why the power of organized labor. We all stand collectively as a group to protect each other. Mm-hmm. And that does not go on. And then if it does go on in an organized labor, there's avenues through the grievance procedure. And everybody.
Sometimes board charges.
Absolutely.
Sometimes labor board charges.
Yes.
Because it happens. We have.
But you pretty much have to find somebody that knows what the rights are. That's one reason why the AFL-CIO is so important. I'm going to give out your phone number, Mark.
Thank you.
It's 214-826-4808. But get in touch with somebody who knows what they're doing, especially on organizing a union. Don't just think that you can go out and organize a union. Somebody has to know the laws. Somebody has to know how to stay out of trouble, how to keep people from getting fired for having blue eyes,
right.
which they might very well do, or brown eyes. That would be even more dangerous. So you have to have an expert when you do this. The Workers Beat program is not telling you to get out and organize a union on your own.
No.
Call the AFL-CIO and find out how to get a professional.
And we have them out there. And what a novelty idea for the ability to tell your employer, no, I'm not going to risk my life. No, you're not going to sexually harass or discriminate me. No, you're not passing me up for a promotion because whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't like me.
Right.
I don't care if you like me or not.
I have seniority. Because I didn't come over your house and wash your car.
Right.
Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, that freedom, that privilege.
That's right.
Is incredible. And once most people get in with the organized labor, of course they have their problems there too, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
What organization doesn't? But once they're in, they truly understand the power of unity. That's why we're reaching out and trying to be a good community partner at the Dallas AFL-CIO. We're reaching out and to all these different community groups and let them know we're all in this together. We're all partners for one goal.
That's right.
The defense of working people is a historical process. It took a long time. A lot of sacrifices were made to get the advances and the rights that we have today, and we do have some rights. There have been so many fights of the past that have accumulated to give us rights today. One of them, by the way, came to an interesting milestone this past week. They pardoned the last of the Scottsboro boys.
I saw that.
The Scottsboro boys were young black men who were accused of raping a white girl, which in those days, in Scottsboro is Alabama, isn't it?
I believe so, yes, sir.
In those days, before they took them out and hanged them, they were able to get in touch with somebody and get some lawyers, and the Scottsboro boys case became a great cause of the 30s. A few of them got away. One of them escaped. He eventually died, I think, in Chicago or something like that. This happened in the 1930s, but just this week, the Attorney General of Alabama has gotten a pardon for them. Yeah. They did not rape those white girls on that train, and
the girls lied about it.
After all this time and all the struggles, all the people that contributed money and all the lawyers that took chances and people that risked their lives going to Alabama to try to help the Scottsboro boys, it finally paid off. The point that I'm trying to make is this: the rights that we have are an accumulation of all the struggles we've been through. The rights that your children have in the future will be the accumulated from the rights that you win for them today. So, for example, if we're able to get decent treatment for the Walmart workers, and I think we will, that's going to be something that your children and your grandchildren will be able to have a better life because of that.
Absolutely, Gene.
So the labor movement is an accumulative process.
Gene, Walmart has experienced losses over the past 3 quarters. I know it's crushing. But I can tell you, because I shop there every other week for my mother-in-law, it is increasingly difficult to get products on the shelf because they have pared their workforce so much they don't have people to stock the shelves. So they are pretty consistently out of a number of items.
Yeah, it has kind of hurt them. That's because they're using this just in time. Just in time originally they were talking about inventory.
Right.
And it came from manufacturing. They said, well, we're going to need 3 or 4 cutters, and the machinists are going to need 3 or 4 cutters, but we're not going to get all 4 of them. We're just going to buy one of them at a time and have it just in time. That was what they originally talked about. Then it became in retail. They'd say we're going to need another box of shampoo on aisle 4, but we don't get the whole box of shampoo. We're going to get just 2 bottles at a time. We're going to have them here just in time.
Yep.
Then Walmart decided, well, that's the way you can do people too.
Yeah,
you don't have to give them a job. You don't have to have a people standing there. You know, you just get one when you need them. Let them starve to death the rest of the time. You just go out in the community and pluck one person out and get him or her there just in time, and then lay them off.
Yep. And folks, don't believe this hype. I keep seeing these Walmart commercials on television talking about how
I got tuition assistance. 400 people are promoted every day by the company that I work for.
Yeah.
Come on, folks.
How much did they pay for that ad?
Oh, my God.
Well,
gazillions, I'm sure.
They ran the numbers on what they were advertising about the promotions, and they probably are right. But if you have 4 billion employees, they added it up, it would take roughly 15 years for those people. So they did tell the truth.
Okay.
But they don't tell you all the truth.
Yeah.
And what would happen if they acted like Costco?
Costco's a little bit better employer, aren't they?
Oh, my gosh. Those people have pensions. They have, everybody's happy at work. They help people when you're in the store.
They have full-time employees.
Full-time employees they get paid a living wage. They have benefits. They have 401k. They have profit sharing. They have all kinds of great stuff.
People wouldn't even notice Costco if it wasn't that Walmart is so much worse.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
People are now beginning to realize how bad Walmart treats its workers. Well, that doesn't mean you shouldn't shop there, but it does mean that you should encourage the workers.
Yep.
Encourage them to get organized, because really they're not going to get anywhere just because we feel this way or that way. They're going to get something when they organize.
Yep.
The same thing is true of them as was true, for example, of the auto workers back in 1935. They didn't have anything. They weren't much better off than slaves, but they fought and got organized, and they started making a decent living. So the same thing's true in retail, and the same thing's true of Walmart workers.
Did you hear about UAW in Mississippi?
The United Auto Workers did something?
Yes,
What
sir.
did
They sure did. They organized a Volkswagen plant.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, they made a deal with Volkswagen.
They made a deal with Volkswagen. That's pretty important.
It's a breakthrough because it's the first one of the transnational companies. So there's a lot of foreign companies that come in the United States to build automobiles, and they've been able to keep them from unionizing
Toyota
up until recently. Now Volkswagen's had a breakthrough. United Auto Workers are going to have some members that work at Volkswagen.
That's pretty
I hope
awesome.
that means we can start buying Volkswagens, but
that'd
I'm
be
waiting
kinda
to
cool.
see.
Yeah,
I think you're going to see more and more of these what they're called labor peace agreements.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, that's what I think what we needs at Walmart is a labor peace agreement.
Yeah.
And that doesn't even necessarily mean you're going to go union. Just
Yeah.
a labor peace agreement. And you're right, Bonnie. I encourage people to shop at Walmart.
Me too. Wear your forrespect.org button.
Yes, and let that store manager know that you're there because you want the employees to be paid a living wage.
That's right. That's right.
And to have respect.
So the key is organizing, not where you shop or where you don't shop.
That's right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
You know, it's amazing how much attention I get when I wear my forrespect.org button or our Walmart shirt, which is bright neon green. You would not believe how much attention I get from management. They follow me around the store. There's one in every aisle I go down, and I'm not sure what they think I'm going to do. I speak to everyone. I'm nice to everyone. I just want them to know that I support our Walmart, and that's Organization United for Respect at Walmart.
And it's not a union, by the way.
No. It's
an association of workers.
Right.
Mhm.
Yes.
And I mean
young workers.
Young workers and folks, you know, I've met people that have worked there. Well, Colby worked there like 9 years, right?
Yes.
Colby worked there for 9 years, y'all, and when I first met him, I guess it was last summer, he told us that he had just gotten a raise to $9.20 an hour.
Wow.
And he had been there for 9 years.
Let's put out an invitation right now to Colby Harris
Yeah.
and to our Walmart people to see if they will come on the show next Saturday,
That would
because
be
they got
great.
this event on
Friday, yeah.
And assuming that they're not in jail or something, we want to have them on KNON to talk about how things are going.
Because I'll be with them next. That is right down the street from my house. So
Oh, good.
I am real excited. I don't have to go far.
The AFL-CIO is going to be there also
Woohoo!
full force.
Yay, this is going to be fun. I love it.
I'm also hearing there's going to be a lot of clergy there.
Excellent.
Right, because the
Excellent.
churches are understanding how this all ties in together.
Absolutely. I have a picture at one of the Walmart rallies of myself and Pastor Stovall and York Rieger.
Who's York Rieger?
Dr. Rieger?
He is Dr. Rieger. He is a theology
Yes.
professor
Teaching.
at SMU.
We can't pronounce it, but we know it's something
Yeah,
good.
he's like really important.
Call us at 972-647-1893 if you want to be in on the conversation. Don't let Mark York and Bonnie Mathias and Gene Lantz have all the fun.
Yeah, because we could talk all day.
Yeah, we sure could. And I don't want to be just too much talking about Walmart. There are other employers that also deserve our scornful attention.
Absolutely.
For example, McDonald's has been telling McDonald's has some advice for their workers, and one of them they said is a quote that they should, quote, break their food into pieces because that will make them feel like full, even though they don't have enough to eat.
Yeah.
That they will feel more full if they break their food into pieces. They also tell them to chew away their cares with gum. So they're
That'll
encouraging
make you feel
Walmart
like you're not
workers.
hungry.
Yeah, so they won't feel hungry, and they should sing away stress. So they want the Walmart workers to sing.
No,
so,
this is
so if you see a
McDonald's
Walmart worker breaking his food
Isn't
and
this
chewing
McDonald's?
gum and singing "Jesus Loves Me" or something, instead of flipping your hamburgers,
Yeah, that's we're talking about McDonald's.
that was their
doing this.
advice.
Yeah, McDonald's. This is McDonald's is telling their employees that that's how they're going to get through this holiday season.
Yeah,
Because they ain't giving you
'Cause
no raises,
darn sure ain't gonna get no money.
and you're going to be working twice as hard.
I
Yeah.
predict you may be seeing some possible uprising about that in Dallas County here.
I hope so.
For those poor kids working at these fast food restaurants.
Yeah, and you know what's really bizarre, Mark? It's not the poor kids anymore.
No.
These are adults, some with degrees, that are working at Jack in the Box and McDonald's and Wendy's because there are no jobs.
And where did all those jobs go? That mega retailer came in town.
Let's close with some good news. We mostly emphasize
You
the
have
bad
some?
news.
You got some good news?
Because we want people to turn out. For example, at the 12300 Lake June Road next Friday at 8 o'clock in the
8 a.m.,
morning in
that's
Balk
right.
Springs.
Come on out.
And come out and you can actually meet Bonnie Mathias
Yeah.
and Mark York
It'll
at
be
those
fun.
places. But here's some good news. If you happen to be a janitor in Houston, because if you're a janitor most places, you don't get much love. But if you're a janitor in Houston, you got some good news. The Labor Department announced that the Metro Clean Commercial Building Services cleaning service in Houston, they agreed to pay $273,132 in back wages to 266 janitors for overtime and minimum wage because they broke the federal law.
So that's like $1,000 a piece, right?
They broke the federal law when the company broke the federal law when they didn't pay them their overtime pay.
See?
And
this-
we won that one.
That's right. This is what organizing is all about, because those janitors in Houston organized and got a labor attorney and filed this lawsuit, and we won.
Let's give Mark York a shot here before we close. How can people get involved, and do you want them to be involved, and what do they do? Mark York, the head of the Dallas AFL-CIO.
Well, I want to thank everyone for letting me be on the show today and talking to y'all. Please contact us at
your office?
Yes, come on.
214-826-4808.
Never call myself.
Dallas AFL-CIO, 214-826-4808. Let's
door.
all get involved. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week.
Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.